Welcome and Swagatam in my computer learning series. Learning computer with seeing the natural sights of Indian village or Bharatiya village. This is the beautiful natural and greenery sights of Indian village. You are enjoying this after viewing this video. Several Hollywood stars are now desiring to visit these sites for their movie. So now come to the point, and the topic in this lecture is about animation. So let's talk about the animation. Computer animation deals with tools and technologies for generating, displaying and sequencing at a specified rate a set of images, which is also called frames, to create an effect of visual change or motion. Similar to a movie film, it is an important component of multimedia application because just as a picture is a powerful way to illustrate information, an animation clip is a powerful way to illustrate concepts involving movement. For example, in a multimedia application for educating children, an animation clip can illustrate effectively the difference between movement of a horse during gallop and walk. Without animation, it will be difficult to explain such concept with a still image and or text only. Similarly, in multimedia application for teaching swimming, an animation can illustrate proper ways to swim hands during swimming more effectively than that with image or textual descriptions. Many people often confuse between animation and video because both deal with display of sequence of image frames to generate an effect of motion. Note that animation is used commonly in those instances where videography is not possible or animation can illustrate a concept better than video. For example, it is not possible to videograph concepts such as collision between two stars or movement of planets around the sun. Hence, a multimedia application designer often illustrates such concept in his or her application with an animation clip. Similarly, a multimedia application designer can illustrate flow of blood in our arteries, and veins, and pumping of blood by our heart with an animation clip. Advertisement, video games, cartoon films, and virtual reality application also use of animation extensively. Nowadays, virtual reality is a relatively new computer technology using which a user can put on a pair of goggles and a glove and tour a three-dimensional world that exists only in computer but appears realistic to the user. Animation deals with displaying a sequence of images at a reasonable speed to create an impression of movement. Jerk-free, full motion animation requires displaying of 25 to 30 frames per second. Now we will see the hardware requirements for animation. Modern computer uses the following hardware devices for animation processing capabilities. First, image First, image generation tools and devices such as digital camera, scanners, and video capture board interface to some standard video source like video camera or video cassette recorder. User use these tools to generate image for use in animation. Now, second, a computer monitor with image display capability and a graphic accelerator board. The latter controls resolution and number of colors of display and the speeds of refresh rate. Refresh rate is the time taken to paint computer screen with a new image frame replacing previous image frame. Faster refresh rates smoothen movement in an animation clip by avoiding flickering of animated sequence. Now I would like to discuss software requirements for animation. First, animation creation software. It enables user to create animation sequence from a scratch by using a mouse and various simple objects such as lines, circles, triangles and polygons with various supporting colors. For example, a user creates an animation sequence to illustrate bouncing of a ball by carrying out the following steps. Here you see some women farmers are working in their field and they are doing job of cultivation. So come to the point now. First, select a circle object and fill it with red color. Second, then start the recorder of animation creation software. Third, then select the red circle and drag it around the screen by using a mouse, recording several positions for it on a screen. Each time the user releases the mouse button, the system records object position on a screen. Finally, stops the recorder and uses save command to save the animation. Now to test the recorded animation, the user starts the player of animation creation software and clicks on the red ball. The ball bounces across the screen following the position recorded during recording phase. The same bouncing sequence repeats every time the user clicks on the ball. Second, animation clips. It enables a user to take a snapshot of a computer screen display and capture it as a graphic image that the user can use in animation clip. This is a screen capture software. That is, a screen capture software enables a user to take a snapshot of computer screen display and capture it as a graphic image that the user can use in an animation clip. The next software requirement for animation is animation clip. It is a library of animation clip. A user can import an animation clip directly from this library for use in multimedia application. This saves a lot of time and effort that the user might require otherwise to create or search a similar animation. This is also helpful if a user does not have animation creation software. An animation clip library often provides facilities to add a new animation clip or delete an existing animation clip from the library. Next, software requirement is software support for high resolution. If animation sequence of a multimedia application use very high quality image, it is important to have not only necessary hardware but also software support for displaying high resolution image. This requires software support for colors, to maintain high quality of animation display. The next software requirement is animation file importing. Animation file reporting. An animation file importing software enables a user to import animation files in some standard formats. Common animation file format used by software includes .fli and .flc. This feature greatly simplifies the task of creating a multimedia application incorporating animation. Next is recording and playback capability. It enables user to control recording and display of an animation sequence. For example, it provides options to pause and replay an animation sequence. Next one is the transition effect. It enables a user to make animation more interesting with transition effects such as fade in and fade out, layering, zooming and rotation of objects. Now we will discuss about the audio. Computer audio deals with the tools and technology for synthesizing, recording and playing of audio or sound with a computer. It is yet another important component of a multimedia because in many cases, sound enables us to understand certain information much better and quicker. And in some cases, sound is the only way to provide the information. For example, in a multimedia application for educating children, the designer can add voice explanation to an animation clip for describing what to look for in the animation that makes a horse's gallop different from a horse's walk. Similarly, an animation clip can show a horse neighing, and the designer can add neighing sound to convey more effectively the type of sound horses make. Note that it is nearly impossible to provide an accurate description of horse neigh, lion's roar or bird's chirp using text, and graphic is of no help in these cases, and sound is the only medium that can provide such information accurately. Now, next we would like to talk about analog and digital audio. That is difference between analog and digital audio, and we see the characteristics of these. Audio information travels in natural medium in the form of sound waves that are analog in nature. To enable a computer to deal with audio information, a device must convert sound waves from analog to digital form. Transducer is a device that converts signal from one form to another. For example, microphone is a transducer that converts sound waves to electrical signals, and loudspeaker is also a transducer that converts electrical signals to sound waves. Both analog and digital signals can represent information. Analog signals are continuous tone of a smooth fluctuation, while digital signals are discrete values in the form of numbers. Analog to digital conversion transforms an analog input such as voltage into a series of numeric representation by digitization. While digital to analog conversion is the reverse process of transforming a sequence of discrete numbers back into continuous analog signal. A multimedia computer system with audio processing capability requires a soundboard or a sound card which has this should have analog to digital and digital to analog converters, a connector for a speaker or a headphone to allow user to listen to sound recordings, a musical instrument digital interface also called MIDI, input port to input sound from an external MIDI device such as an electronic keyboard or drums. MIDI, that is musical instrument digital interface, is an international standard for digital music that determines the cabling, hardware and communication protocols for connecting a computer to electronic musical instrument and recording equipment. A MIDI output port to output recorded sound to musical instrument digital interface device. A musical instrument digital interface device synthesizer to translate information transferred between the computer and the musical instrument. A volume control knob to allow user to control sound volume according to their taste. So these are the things which a computer system required for audio processing capabilities. Now hardware requirements for audio capabilities. Now we would see the hardware requirements for computer audio input. Modern computers use the following hardware devices for audio processing capabilities: a soundboard or a sound card with analog to digital and digital to analog converters, connectors for a speaker and headphones, and musical instrument digital interface device and a volume control knobs. An output device such as a speaker or a headphone for audio output to listen to recorded sound. Digital analog converter of soundboard converts the audio output from digital to analog form. An input device such as microphone for audio input to record human voice or music or any type of sound. Analog to digital converter of soundboard digitize the audio input. A computer may use musical instrument digital interface device for both audio input and audio output. A computer may also enable generation of synthesized sound by using keyboard as interaction device and sound sequence software. A computer and next, a sound editor enables cut and paste of sound sequences to add a special effect and to create a new sound sequence from existing sound references. Sound sequences from existing sound sequences. And the Audio mixers enables combining of multiple channels of sound with controls like synchronization point. Now we see the software requirements for audio. The software capabilities are highly desirable in a multimedia computer system with audio facilities. The first software capabilities are audio clips. It is a library of audio clips, pre-made sound effects, music and narrations. A user can import an audio clip directly from this library for use in a multimedia application. This saves a lot of time and effort that the user might require otherwise to create or scratch or search a similar audio clip. This is also helpful if a user does not have facility to create sound sequence. An audio clips library often provides facilities to add a new audio clip or delete an existing audio clip from the library. Next, software support for high quality sound. If a multimedia application uses very high quality audio to reproduce its sound effectively, it is important to have not only necessary hardware but also software support for both recording and playback of high quality audio. Next, recording and playback capabilities. It enables user to control recording and playback of an audio sequence. For example, it provides option to pause and replay a sound sequence. Next, audio file importing. Next software requirements for audio is audio file importing. An audio file importing software enables a user to import audio files in some standard formats. Common standard audio file formats are .wav, WAV, it is also called Windows file, .mid, MIDI files, or .voc, VOC, and .ins. This feature greatly simplifies the task of creating a multimedia application incorporating audio. Next, software for audio requirement is text to speech conversion software. It converts written text into corresponding sound, and a speech to text conversion software, it converts a speech into corresponding text. And the last one is voice recognition software. It enables a user to identify the speaker of a given voice by matching the voice with a set of voices in database. The database contains details of a speaker of each voice. So with this I would like to end this lecture here.